Hello.
Pax, hello.
Hi, Wesley. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Well, I've been trading a lot, and today was a very nice day. Let's say that.
Oh my gosh, it's Friday. Bitcoin's 47,000. It's a good day.
Well, I didn't expect that, but that looks very bullish
Yeah,
to me. This movement is strong.
yeah, it looks good. I'm not a great analyst by any means, but it looks good. Maybe we'll get a retest and then get some entries, and then hopefully we just keep going up from there. And it's a bullish quarter four and a bullish Q1 of next year, and that's going to be good for everything for all the projects. I think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be the moment for DAPP. I'm sure about that.
Yeah, the moment is coming for DAPP. The layer two narrative, I think, will be probably one of the biggest narratives to play out in the next year or so, I would say.
Yeah, I see many are only talking about L2 layer two solutions, and I think we are ahead, and it's just a matter of time. And I'm bullish.
Yeah, me too. Me
Hey,
too.
Dogman, how's it going?
Hey, Pax. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Very busy.
Cool.
Looking at the chart.
Looks like it's just us three on right now, fellas. I'm gonna continue to invite a few more people and see if we can wait a second and get some more people on the call.
Okay, cool. Sounds good, Wes. Thanks for hosting this, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's something that we're gonna have to start doing more often. I think because Zach's not going to be able to lead quite as many calls as he used to, being so busy with the EOS Foundation. And I'm more than happy to do it. Obviously, we're used to Zach's stream of consciousness, on these calls where he's so knowledgeable about EOS and everything going on with EOS community, and he knows a lot about everything with Polkadot, Web3, stuff like that too. So he can talk forever. Um, and I have plenty to talk about as well. I created an agenda for us, made some topics of things that I think we should discuss. And but I think most importantly, with me now being a community member leading these calls, I'm not a part of Liquid Apps. I'm just a community member like the rest of you. Now I know I'm a kind of a leading figure. Everyone knows the content and the work I've done for a while, and I'm grateful that I'm put in this position now. But I think we should start having more community engagement on these calls, and maybe it could be more. I guess you could call it informal, or maybe people will feel more comfortable speaking if we don't, have, I guess, so many um, expert topics, or I guess you could say that, things like that going on. So I hope to have some good conversations in here, and I'm going to start hosting these calls frequently. I'll try to do it every week if I can. My schedule's a little bit different, so that the timing might be different than what we're used to. I think it was 3 p.m. UTC on Thursday, but we'll figure it out. I'll make sure I record all the calls so that everyone can have this information, and they can listen to it when they get time. And we'll make sure we keep the community informed about what's going on and give people a platform to reach out and make their voice heard. So that's really the purpose of these calls when I host them, and I hope that's what we can do.
Okay, cool. Sounds awesome.
And okay, it looks like we got 4 people now. And feel free to invite people, fellas. I'm gonna invite some more people too, and then we'll wait a second and see if we can get some participants, and then I'll start going into the topics that I have written down. But feel free to stop me, and we can speak about whatever.
Cool. So have you been up to anything exciting lately, Pax?
Can you repeat?
I was just asking if you've been up to anything exciting lately.
Well, I'm a trader, so those days have been pretty exciting, and most likely I've been over trading. That's something I'm aware of, and that's something I have to stop. And if this move is strong, I just want to relax a little bit and focus more on what we can do with the DAPP network. I have some plans that I will share very soon, hopefully next week. So yeah, I just need to take a break from trading. This is something that is too much time consuming and brain consuming.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're planning on sharing. You said next week or whatever. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then, yeah, I see you post a lot of charts in like the DAPP price channel and some other channels. And I never know too much about them. I haven't like spent much time trading, but that's interesting too, though.
Yeah. No, the last movement was a surprise for me, but that was a very nice surprise. I mean, we want the industry to grow, not to dump into hell. And there was the risk to see very, very low prices if that support was not holding. So things changed completely in a matter of hours. And we all have to be very, very happy about that. I mean, the price of DAPP has not performing very good recently, and a bear market would be very detrimental for the project. We need to have more adoption, more eyes on the tech, and that is also coming with the price. And hopefully, things will move very quickly once we have something in production. That's my 2 cents.
Do you think we're gonna have a lengthening market cycle, Pax? If you're a trader, you follow that. You follow that theory, I guess.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, this time is very, very different. We never had the MicroStrategy in the market, and the Bitcoin inflation is not so important anymore. I mean, we could see cycles. We always have, but I don't know if it's going to be always 4 years or it's going to be 10 or 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead. It seems to me like it's certainly happening where we are having the lengthening cycles and obviously diminishing returns, but the lengthening cycles could be a really good thing for projects like DAPP, where we know the core teams are continuing to develop Liquid Apps, Blockstar, those big guys. And as long as they're developing, I mean, you just got to ask yourself, is the project, going to be worth something? And if the answer is yes, then over a long period of time, I think there's a ton of upside. There's a ton of room for growth. So, if that's the case, if we get an extended bull cycle, it's not a 4-year, peak out and then a bear market for years. If that doesn't happen, which I mean, I think we will have a little bit of a bear market, but I do think it's growing as a whole. We have Michael Saylor, and there'll be more Michael Saylors coming in, and I think that's just going to make the good projects, the ones that work and are actually decentralized and actually fulfill their value proposition. They'll be the ones, I think, where the value accrues. Whereas we've seen in the past where just narratives and things drive the market prices. So hopefully that changes, and I think it could be happening and starting this year. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, and I'm becoming very, very bullish, in particular on Bitcoin. I mean, the El Salvador narrative is very, very strong, and if prices are going to go up, the president of that country will look like a genius, and I'm pretty sure many other will follow, because there's not much to lose in having a small percentage of your country budget invested in Bitcoin. And there are many countries that are struggling, and with the Lightning Network that is growing at very, very, very fast pace, I think we will see something that it's very hard to predict.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's impossible to predict, but I mean, I think the only thing I'm pretty confident about as far as predicting and trading and all that is if you just DCA into BTC, it's like digital gold is going up. I think that's pretty established now at this point as a safe bet. But yeah, I think it's looking good, man. I think it's looking like it's going to be a good Q4 and a good Q1 of next year. As far as what I can tell. Well, let's get into it, fellas. I think there's just a few of us on the call, but that's okay. I'll do experiment with the times that we want to host these calls, and I think it's cool that it's going to be a little bit more community driven, a little bit more informal. We can have some side conversations and talk about stock to flow, market cycles, pricing, stuff like that. So I'm excited. I enjoyed talking about that stuff as well. That's fun for me. But let's get into DAPP Network. I just want to start the call, and I'm recording so everyone can hear this later. But I want to express my appreciation. I'm honored to be kind of breaking ground. I feel like I'm an employee of the DAPP Network. That's what it feels like, and that's going to be the future, in my opinion. I think more and more people are going to start getting funded by DAOs, and DAOs are going to be growing, and they're going to have more funds available for people and for community initiatives, and ultimately, as long as there's core developer teams behind these projects, whatever the DAOs want, the DAOs will get, if that's if that's the way they vote. So I feel like we're breaking ground, and I'm kind of I feel truly lucky to be setting the precedent, for what's possible for other people, because I think in the future, as that network grows, as our community grows, I think that there is going to be room for more than just one person leading marketing initiatives. I think there'll be multiple people that'll be able to step up and do this, and get funds and use them wisely. And the community will still, obviously have access to those people, and will be able to express their feelings of, of how they're handling their resources and what they're doing with them. It kind of reminds me of how a nonprofit works. So I just want to say how excited I am to be one of the first people in DAPP Network, and maybe one of the first, all across the blockchain world to be receiving some funding to kind of do work for a DAO. I think it's a really incredible thing, and it's definitely the future. I want to say too, it's kind of a thing where when you have funds for the community or that are distributed to individuals by the community, you're kind of able to determine what kind of salary that you would receive. So let's say we do a really good job with the marketing, and the content creators that I pay do a really good job. I pay them in DAPP tokens, and then the price of DAPP goes up. Well, everyone's kind of increasing their pay. So it's just a really cool model where you can have an effect on how much you're paid by your performance without, like any kind of a bonus model or anything. It's just your actual salary. You could have an effect on how much you're paid. I think it's a really cool thing. So on the agenda today, the first thing I wanted to start with was the proposals, and we can go straight into that. They've all passed. Every proposal that has been initiated has passed. And let me look. So proposal number 17, Vigor protocol whitelisting, and that's going to be really good for the DAPP token to be able to work with Vigor and have Vigor integrate the DAPP token into their protocol, into, I guess, unique staking aspects of the DAPP token while held in Vigor. And if Doug was on the call, I'd ask him, to elaborate a little bit more, but hopefully we'll be able to post in Telegram on some things that Vigor protocol plans to do with the DAPP token on their network. So proposal 16 also passed, DDAPP, staking to DAPP governance. And this is what everyone wanted. This is one of the biggest things we've wanted. I see it in Telegram all the time. You couldn't before, earn rewards and vote for governance. And it took a while for our proposals to pass. And I think that kind of was aggravating some people. So hopefully this proposal will change that. Hopefully now, if you have DDAPP tokens, if you're staking to DAD, then you'll be able to vote. However, I did speak with Rahman, and he's not on either, but I can explain a little bit. He said that we still need to implement DDAPP staking for DAPP governance, and I think that some of this requires coding, and we need to request bounties, I guess, so that it's fair for everyone. I think that's the way I understood it. Because so right now, the proposal passed, but it requires code, so it requires work to be done. So someone's going to have to step up and code it, and someone from the community, I guess, could step up and do it. But there's no bounty, there's no way for them to get paid for doing that. So what we can start doing is when we create proposals and the proposals require some type of a work, some technical work or something like that, then we'll just need to propose a bounty as well. And that would probably help get everyone involved, get the community involved a little bit more. Okay. And then let's see. Proposal 15 and 14. This was Zach. He proposed these to update DAPP reward emissions per block. So looks like we're going to approve seeding and funding for liquidity mining rewards and external IL protection for a single-sided liquidity pool on Bancor. And I know everyone has been asking about the audit. I don't know any more than you guys. I think we're just still waiting, and we're just gonna have to wait until the audit is completed. And then once the audit is completed, then we'll start getting rewards on Bancor. But that's where we're at right now. And as far as the governance goes, you guys, I have it pulled up here. There's an old article, and I can share that in the Telegram group as well. But so the way it works is after the proposals pass, they've still got to be approved by the guardians. I think there was some confusion. I don't think people quite understood that. So 30% of the guardians have to sign the MSIG, and then in 7 days it'll be executed. Or once 50% of the guardians sign it, then it'll be automatically executed. So that's the way I understand it. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But yep. Do you guys that are on the call have any other questions about the proposals or anything you want to comment on? I know I just kind of went through a lot there at once.
No, I think we are very, very happy about the proposals. There was nobody opposed to them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So going back to Vigor, I'm assuming that soon we can expect DAPP tokens as collateral for lending on Vigor. Vigor was also listed on eCurve. Now you can borrow Vigor and exchange it for USDT, DAI, USDC on eCurve, or you can use the Vigor pool to earn fees and eCurve tokens. So we're seeing great synergies between EOS projects that use the DAPP network, which is excellent. So I'm excited for that, and I hope that more projects will step up too, and reach out to DAPP network and reach out to us, and I'll be communicating with the projects on EOS as well, to let them know, the community can pass proposals if you want to work with us, and we'll try to get more people involved. I did just launch a new article about Emanate. So I'm going to start doing that every week. I'm going to start highlighting a project that's building on DAPP network every week. And this week it was Emanate, so they're building with DAD. They're using the DAD bridge. And that obviously uses DAPP network tech. So that's a great thing to see as well. They're kind of following the DAPP network's lead, and they're putting their token on Ethereum. However, most of their liquidity is going to be on Sushi Swap, and I think that a lot of people in DAPP, I don't see it too often, but we're super lucky to have this relationship that we have with Bancor. Bancor is one of the best DEXs and AMMs on Ethereum, and it's not easy to get whitelisted on there. It's not easy to get whitelisted for single-sided liquidity. It's going to be really easy for whales on Ethereum to gain access to the DAPP token. So I think that once we get some more products launching, which I'm hoping will be soon. And there to get some more hype built up around the project, and we get, obviously our marketing initiatives, we deliver on them, then I'm hoping that these Ethereum whales will become interested in DAPP. And, they got a lot of I guess resources over there. So, all it takes is like 4 or 5 big whales to fill up on DAPP on Bancor, and then the token price is so low right now. I mean, all the market caps, all the projects on EOS are just so low. If they actually had liquidity, if they were actually, in bigger markets, it would just, they have tremendous upside. And I mean, the technology behind DAPP, something like DAPP Network, it could really fly, you guys. So we're really lucky to be on Bancor, and once the audit is completed, I think we'll start seeing some crazy rewards coming in for those that are staked as well. So whether we like it or not, we're kind of tied to EOS. I love EOS. That's where DAPP initially launched. And ultimately, we want to move into a multi-chain ecosystem. But we're pretty linked to the price of EOS too. We are on Bancor. We do have DAPP ERC20, so we have liquidity on Bancor. If ETH whales want to buy the token, they can, which is incredible. But there's still most of the liquidity. We still have a lot on DeFi Box, which lives on EOS. So of course, anything that happens good for EOS is still going to be good for the token price of DAPP. So again, Zach working with the EOS Foundation, he's in our corner. He's got our back. He's not left the community of the DAPP network. So I think that's going to be a really good thing. And I think, Pax, you said it kind of in the chat. You said something like, if your mayor becomes vice president, okay, you lose a good mayor, but that's not bad news for your city. That's kind of the way I look at it with Zach's new role. So you can bet, while he's working for the organization, for the foundation, that he's going to be thinking of what is also good for DAPP Network, and anything that's good for EOS as well will be good for DAPP Network. And I'm hopeful that EOS will become more EVM compatible.
Yeah, one thing about Zach is that we all appreciate what he has done for the DAPP network, and I'm sure he will still will be with us. But him leaving gives us the possibility to have other person like you, Wesley, that will be more visible. Now there is a space for a new person that want to be involved, and there's so much room to grow with the DAPP network. And I don't know, I love Zach and as a person, but maybe he was such a big person in the DAPP network that maybe that was too much. Maybe this is something good for us. I don't know. This is what I've been thinking recently.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta look at it like that. I mean, I'm excited, actually. I think, this is just the beginning. Like right now, I'm looking at the call. We've got like 5 people on here, but it's just the beginning. This is the start of what is gonna be a more community-based ecosystem. So you and me, we're kind of having the conversation right now, but I have a feeling that that's not going to be for long. I expect soon we'll have people in here jumping in, talking about, things that, and we might get off topic a little bit, but, we'll try to steer it back into the topics that we want to touch on. But that's good though. That's good for the community. I jump in on other calls and bigger ecosystems, and there's all kinds of different conversations going on their chats. And, there's hundreds of people's on calls. So ultimately, yeah, it's going to be a good thing. Zach is a force. He's a force. He's got so much knowledge about the EOS world. But now we can get people that, maybe aren't as knowledgeable about those types of things, but they can feel more, I guess they'll be able to make themselves more available to step up, or have the courage to step up and just speak casually about what they think, ask questions. That's what I'd like to see happen. I have ideas and I have things I'd like to do, but ultimately, the community voted for me to lead the marketing, and I want to do what the community wants too. I want I want feedback, from you guys. So it's going to be a good thing. And I have chatted with members of Liquid Apps. I'm not a part of Liquid Apps. I have chatted with them. I can tell you they're building. I know that's a question that is going to come up. What are the guys at the core team doing? And I can tell you they're building. I'm in the dark a little bit for obvious reasons, but they're building for DAPP Network, and I know Blockstart is building for a DAPP Network as well. We have great freelance developers like Sneer. He works a lot with DAPP Account DAO as well. So there's a lot of work being done, and obviously we still have all the great teams like Yup, Chintai, still building on DAPP Network, and I'll continue to do weekly spotlights, like I said, of these teams. One of the goals ultimately is we want more developers. I know everyone wants more developers. How do you get more developers? I mean, marketing, yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm going to reach out to teams. I speak with people a lot on Telegram and Discord, and I'm going to reach out, and I'll encourage everyone else to as well. But the real answer, I mean, the easiest way to get developers is you got to be in the ecosystem where the developers are. So we've got to become more multi-chain. That's easier said than done. We launched on EOS, but we are now, DAPP ERC20 is on Bancor Exchange, on Ethereum, and that's where the devs are. They're in other ecosystems where the majority of developers are. And thank God we've got EOS Foundation. There's funding coming out. They're going to start giving out grants and have funding, but there's been funding, there's been grants, there's been money, big money on these other ecosystems for so long, and these people have made fortunes, and the developers have made fortunes. I mean, think about this. Like, imagine you're a block producer on Luna at 30 cents, and that was a year ago. I mean, actually, I think it was in February, and now you're a block producer on Luna and it's $38. That's 100x. That's over 100x. Are you going to leave Luna? You're probably not going to leave Luna. So we have got to start working with these other blockchains. I know that's been one of the goals for DAPP for a very long time, to be a middleware solution, to be a layer 2 solution. And that's the layer 2 is the narrative, but it's always been a suite of services, a suite of tools for developers to run their DSPs is the way I've always looked at it. But that's not as elegant, I guess, as a layer 2. So we'll go with the layer 2, but it's a decentralized middleware. And that's always been my vision for DAPP Network. That's always been why I've been invested in DAPP Network, and for so long now. And I have a very long-term vision for the project. And as long as, like I said, as long as these developers are still building on it, like Tal, like Rahman, yeah, then the project is gonna do great. It's gonna be good. It's a long-term play. It's a long-term vision. But obviously, in the short term, we do want to start reaching out to developers in these other ecosystems, and we want to get the DAPP token. We want to get an exposure.
Wesley.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just want to say that I've been in touch with Matthias, that he is building Zeus, and we will have the possibility to give him some DAPP tokens using DAPP Fund. In the next days, I just have to add his account, and so that's also another possibility that just started. I mean, DAPP Fund has been live since I don't know, it was March, but has never been used by anybody. And it's just another way to get some tokens, just to play with the network and see how the community reacts. And I'm planning, and also Vigor. Most likely we will have Vigor on DAPP Fund. That's something very positive. So this is a way that if you are a token holder and you like a project, you can just donate. It's just a donation from yourself to somebody that is building, and that will grow the value of the network. And that's important. That's how the price will eventually rise. And I'm very excited to have these two projects on the DAPP Fund platform next week. So that's very positive.
That's great. Yeah, that's great, man. I love what you're doing with DAPP Fund. I wish more people would step up and do things like that. It's great.
By on the DAPP Fund, I'm sorry, maybe I missed the beginning of what you're saying, but did you mean that the Zeus developer Matthias and Vigor were going to be receiving some funds from DAPP Fund, or did you mean something else?
Sorry, my son just breaking in the room. Can you repeat?
Sure. I was just asking because I kind of misheard what you said in the beginning. I wasn't sure if I heard it correctly. And you said that those two projects are going to be on the DAPP Fund, I think. And so I was just wondering what you meant by that. Did you mean that the Zeus developer, Matthias, and the Vigor team will be receiving funds from DAPP Fund? That we're receiving DAPP?
Yes, if somebody stakes with DAPP Fund, and then you have to make two transactions. One is to stake to that DSP, and the second one is you have a list of projects or initiatives that you can fund. So you can have a look at the website, and it's going to be all on chain. There is no middleware, and it depends only on the donation of the community. So it's going to be available if you want to share some percentage of your inflation. I hope somebody will. I personally, I'm planning to support these two projects.
Okay, cool. Thanks for explaining. And yeah, that makes sense now. And yeah, both those projects are really exciting as well, especially, well, I don't want to say especially because they're both awesome, but the Zeus announcement has been really interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Yeah, that will be huge. And I'm sorry, guys, I really have to leave. So see you next week.
Pax, I appreciate you being on the call, man. It's been nice chatting with you. And yeah, hopefully we can do this again next week. Like I said, this is a positive step forward. I think right now it's just a couple of us, just three of us talking. I think there's maybe four, but It's gonna grow. This is gonna be a good thing, and this is how I want the calls to start going from now on.
Yep. Yeah, looking forward. Bye-bye.
All right, see you, Pax. Good talking with you.
Okay, great. Well, I don't have too much more. I still had a few things left I wanted to discuss, so I'll just go ahead for the people that are going to listen to the recording. I am going to start inviting some trusted people to help me participate with creating content, managing social medias, things like that. And if you are interested in doing something like that, just reach out to me. You can ask in Telegram channel, or you can ping me, DM me. I'll make myself available to chat with you. There's a few things I would like to do. One of them is to create a Discord channel. It's probably been thought about before, but it's never been implemented. We're also going to need to create a DAPP Network YouTube channel, and that's where I'll end up posting this recording. So I'm going to create a DAPP Network YouTube channel and post this recording on there. I did create a DAPP Network Twitter. It's just getting started. It's got like 100 followers or something right now. I have not done any ad spend, but I'm sure that we'll get all of the EOS community to follow that pretty quickly after I start really marketing it and using a little bit of ad spend with it. So that shouldn't be a problem. Like I said, we want to reach out to other communities as well. And I have ideas for that. I've got them posted on a Trello board, and like I said, I'll invite some people to that. And if you want to get compensated for some content or something, feel free to put a request in on the Trello board. You know, when I start inviting people to that, they'll be welcome to do that. I have some funds available that I do want to give back to the community, and anyone that's building and working on DAPP Network. You should, get a little bit of DAPP for your efforts. I've reached out to some YouTubers that most of us probably know in the EOS community, and I'll start disclosing that soon. And hopefully that works out good, that we can get some good DAPP Network video content on as well. I'm pretty optimistic about it. Like I said, I think we'll just start within the EOS circle because that's where we're kind of established, and then maybe move on to the Bancor circle, and then hopefully we can expand to other blockchains as well. But that's it, you guys. Yeah, Dogman. Thanks for coming on the call. I'll keep you posted on what direction the marketing is going to go. And like I said, feel free to reach out.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, sounds good, Wes. And thanks again for hosting it too. I appreciate it a lot. I'm also open if you ever want to just bounce around ideas. I've been reading your posts and reading your proposal that you made for the marketing proposal and so forth. And so I think what you're doing is great as the marketing lead, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. So if you ever want to bounce around ideas or talk about directions that you're planning on taking it, I'm interested in learning more. And I'm super excited about all this stuff too. So I'm always happy to talk about it. And then also one other thing I'll add too is that I'm also going to be I'm planning to share a lot of stuff about DAPP Heroes in this upcoming week, and that'll have a big role with the marketing stuff as well. So I think those will work together well, those initiatives.
Absolutely. Yeah, I look forward to it, man.
Okay, cool. I look forward to it as well, very much.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and end the call. Yep, like I said, I want to make these calls a little bit more informal. And so hopefully they will be. Maybe we'll start off the calls from now on talking about I don't know, BTC price, stock to flow model, something fun like that to get started. And then we'll start digging into what we got to do with the marketing, and that's really where my knowledge will be. I wish I knew more to share as far as what developments are happening. I encourage anyone that is freelancing, developing, anyone that has a project or something, and you're using DAPP Network and you're listening to this call right now on the recording, please post it in Telegram, share with us. We want to know what you're doing. We want to know what you're building. Even if you can't disclose everything, just slide in Telegram and let us know, hey, I'm building something. Winky face, that's fine. We just want to know you're working, to get excited about it. So thank you guys. This was the first call that I've led, first of many, I hope. And I hope to be able to do it at a time next time where we can get some more people in here. But no matter what, we'll be here and we'll talk about DAPP Network, and we'll make sure the community's voice is heard. So I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, sounds great. And thanks again, Wes, and thanks everybody. Looking forward to next time.
All right, bye-bye.